Let's get right into this review for Scream 7. Alright, so Scream 7 is directed by Kevin Williamson. The film here stars Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott once again, only this time around she needs to protect her daughter from another emerging Ghostface. Now I have to say, the previews left me in a neutral state of mind. I think I do have sort of a lingering burnout with this series from sort of the mediocrity to a lot of the pivotal story elements we dwelled into in some of the previous films. Don't get me wrong though, these are undoubtedly serviceable popcorn slasher flicks at the end of the day, but a part of me just hope for this series to evolve beyond that to newer heights, especially within the storytelling and lore department. There's just a subtle dwindling down of depth and quality that I noticed as we progress with each consecutive Scream film. So part of me just went into this latest installment cautiously optimistic that this film could surprise me in ways I never expected. And now that I've seen the film, what did I think about the cinematic package here? Again, this was just a decent time, but nothing more than that. To start with the positives, I do appreciate the entire cast involved. They understood their roles, their characters, and the B-tier vibes to it all, even with the occasional C, and dare I say even D-tier segments here and there. So kudos to the ensemble for owning up to their roles and bringing as much energy to the project as possible. I also enjoyed the Ghostface character coming back into the fray to do all of the slashy things. I always appreciated the subtle spin and new mystery around this character in every new film. Now I can't say the final reveal shocked me as much as Scream 5 and 6 did, but it's still completely serviceable enough by the end. Now I found this next positive to be a double-edged sword when I say that the Scream franchise is hard stuck in the rabbit hole of becoming a parody of itself. It really has a ton of jokes and meta commentary on its own storylines, and this aspect can be a real hit or miss for me. This time around for Scream 7, I do believe the negatives slightly outweigh the positives with these dialogues involved. Nothing is new or unique here, and the equation of its storytelling is starting to feel outdated in comparison to the last two films. The screenplay just gets too lost in the sauce in trying to be a fan service each step of the way without bringing anything new to the table. Another negative to this experience is that the story is filled with plot holes. It definitely has the occasional C and D tier moments that were so frustrating to witness. Also, it's safe to say that I was never really caught off guard all too often here with the horror or general storytelling. Aspects of the narrative remain fairly predictable and the story beats never evolved enough, so my interest was gradually simmering down as the acts played out. Bottom line, I was never as satisfied to the extent that the soft reboot of Scream 5 and 6 had on me. My final score for Scream 7 ends up being 6 out of 10. This was an alright one-time watch experience for me. I think if you're a die-hard fan of this series and have thoroughly enjoyed everything up until now, you'll probably have a fun time here. Everyone else though may have mixed feelings about this entire experience. I'd put this film in the same catalog of Five Nights at Freddy's. It's nowhere close to being a well-rounded cinematic package with all things considered, but the fan service may be more than enough to make up for it to some viewers out there. Anyways, as we're checking this movie review out, I'll have more coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I shall see you on my next upload. Until then, stay safe out there, and peace.